topic is Apache Solr. So what is Apache Solr? Anyone have any idea about it? What is Apache Solr? I know many of we will be working on Apache Solr in our project. Written in Java.
Hi, Saranya.
Full, accurate, and efficient search algorithm. So basically, Apache Solr is built on top of the Java Lucene search library. And what is search system? So how all the search system will be working. So first step for all the search system is indexing. Indexing means what? We will be indexing all our content from our application to your Apache Solr or any other search engines. So once you are indexed, all those data will be fetched from your search engine and those will be displayed in your application. So it will not index all your data from your application to your search engine. It will do some action in between it, which means it will be analyzing your data and it will be tokenize your data and then those will be indexed to your Apache Solr. So tokenized means it will be split your data into parts and then those will be indexed. Since we are splitting the words and we are indexing it, when you do the search of some particular words, the data searching process will be very fast. For that reason, we are using search engine here. Okay. So what are the advantages of searching indexing? So since we are indexing our data from your application to your search engine, it is fast and accurate information retrieval. So if you are not indexing your data from your application to your Apache Solr, so what will happen when you search for single word, like I'm going to search for a word called chocolate. So what it will do, it will go and it will search for all the documents. It will be scanning each document and it will fetching the result for us. So when it is scanning each document, it will take more time the data fastly. So since we are indexing it, it will be easy for us to fetch the data and show it in your application. So this is the indexing flow, how indexing will work. So first our document will be analyzed and those are splitted into tokens. All those tokens will be indexed to your inverter in your Solr. So that they will call it as an inverted index. So inverted index means, so let's consider. So I have 3 documents here. One is I love chocolate, and one is I ordered chocolate cake, and third one is I prepared big vanilla cake. Okay, so these are the 3 documents I am having. Next, how it will index is that, so it will be indexing like chocolate. Chocolate is available in document 1 and document 2. Chocolate is available in document 1 and document 2. And cake is available in 2 and 3. And big is available in document 3. So ordered is available in document 2 and prepared is available in 3. So all this will be tokenized. So here when you notice it, it is not tokenizing the word called I love and all, right? So those are all, we call it as a stop words. So those will not be indexed and those will not be searchable by the Solr. So when you have plenty of content in your website, like it will be contain and or there, here, there. So all those are not required to search for some particular content, right? So when you want to search for chocolate, so it will return all the chocolate content. Mostly we will not be searching a text like and or not. So those are all, we will call it as a stop words. All those words will be not indexed in your Apache Solr. Here, when you do a chocolate cake search, what it will do, it will look into this index. So here the indexing is happening based upon the word, not based upon the document. So it is not indexing like document 1 contain chocolate love, document 2 contain order chocolate cake. It is not indexing in that way. It is indexing based upon the word. This word is available on these documents. Since it is indexing based upon the word, when you search for particular word, it will easily fetch the document where the particular word is available and it will return your result. Okay. So this type of indexing is called it as a inverted index in Apache Solr. Okay. So next one is storage schema. So what is storage schema? I'm saying documents, right? So each, when it comes to Drupal, so each node considered as a single document. Okay. So when you index your node from your website to Apache Solr, those are considered as a document, and all those are can be any fields it can contain, which means there is no global schema. Like when it comes to MySQL, when you create a table, okay, so you will be predefined columns, you will be predefined like name, email ID, password, or any other details. You will be predefined the table. When you do the entry, you have to enter value for all. For where you don't have any entry, those are considered as a null in your MySQL, right? So here it is not like that. It will be work like a non-SQL, which means document 1 contain any number of any type of field, document 2 contain any type of field. So you can see 1 2 4 7, but document 2 contain 2 3 4 7. So those are not same, right? So you can index any type of field in each document with the Apache Solr. Next is installation. For Apache Solr, as I already mentioned, it is written in Java. You need Java. First, you have to make sure you have Java installed in your system. Next one is Solr installation. So when you go to this URL, you will be able to download the binary releases. So here you have to download the file. So it will be like a folder. I already downloaded and I have it in my downloads. So this is the folder I already extracted and having here. So once you download it, you have to start Solr by this way. So I think mine is already running. So let me stop it. Now Solr is stopped. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start it. Now we started the Solr and it is pointing to 8983 port. So go to your localhost :8983, enter. So here you can see our Solr is running here. So here we don't have any core here. So core is nothing but it's a folder in Solr. Whatever, when it comes to Drupal or any other website or any application, when they index their data, they have to create a core. Under the core, they will be indexing all their data. So since we are going to see the demonstration now, how the Solr is working, I'm going to use the existing core, which is already provided by Solr. So for that, first you have to stop the Solr, then only that will work. So I'm just tapping it. And then I'm going to create a core and also going to start the core Solr. So it's a tech product I'm creating. So this will create a core for you with the required XML files, and also it will start your Solr. Once you run it, so it is running. So it is fetching data from your example folder on your Solr, from the Solr folder. So when you go and refresh now, you can see now the core is created tech product as we mentioned. So now we successfully installed the Solr. And next is directory structure. In Solr, we are having all these are the folders. So first one is documents. Docs contain the documentation about the Solr, how to use and what are the feature we are having. All will be comes under the docs. And next is dist. Dist contain Apache Solr main jar files. All will be present under the dist. And next one is contrib. So as like Drupal, where we are adding the contrib module, as like here also we having a contrib folder where we can add add-on plugins or any feature of Solr. And next is bin. So I already ran script from the bin folder, bin Solr. So under a bin, all the executable files will be available. And next is example. As we run the command Solr E tech product, it is fetching data from your example. So example contain all the demonstratable Solr capability files. Okay. And next is server. It is a main part of Solr. Server contains all the cores. Whatever core you are creating in your Apache Solr, all those will be available under the server. So you have to work only with the server folder. Okay. And next one is when you create a core, you need two files in your Apache Solr. One is schema.xml and one is solrconfig.xml. Okay, schema.xml. Schema.xml will contain what are the types of field it is supporting and how those should be analyzed. Analyzed means, as I mentioned earlier, the data will be tokenized and then it will be indexed, right? Tokenized means, I said it will split the data, it will remove the stop words, or we have another analyzer like lowercase, it will change all your lower capital letter characters to the small case and those will be indexed. So let me show you one so that it will be more understandable. So server, Solr, here you will be having all the cores. So this is the core. Here we have managed schema. So here for the type of text general, so before it is indexing, these are the analyzer it is using, like a standard tokenizer factory and stop words. As I mentioned, when you index some particular sentence, it will remove all the stop words. And lowercase filter means it will be changing all your capital letter to smaller and those will be indexed. So before indexing for each field, even you will be having for integer. Sorry, I think float. So see here, float, string, for each field, how it is analyzed, how it should be analyzed and how it should be tokenized, all will be mentioned in your schema file. And next one is solrconfig.xml. This will do the main action, like when you do any request, like when you do select action or autocomplete or spell check. So how each request should be handled, like request handler, and request dispatcher is how those should be processed and how those should be responded back. So all those will be configured here. So which means when you look for /select, which means selecting some particular data, what are the Java class it should use, all those will be configured here. Okay, I will explain this bit more when we see spell check feature in our Solr interface. Just understand what is request handler and request dispatcher. It will just handle the request, it will process and respond the request. Okay, so these are the two main files you have to understand about Apache Solr. So this is the querying. So I selected the tech product which I already created. I'm going to click on the query. So here you can query all your data and you can filter your response. First, I'm executing it. Here you can see it has around 32 content. and all those are listed below. Currently, this page will contain only 10 datas. It will not contain all the 32. Here you can restrict it. So let's see from first. First, it is handling the request handler. So as I mentioned in Solr config.xml file, so /select is a request handler, which means the request how it should be handled. So that is /select here. So first, let's see what is queue. So queue is to query your response with some condition. So I'm going to copy the cat and electronics. So wherever the cat field contain electronics, only those will be returned here. And you execute here. Okay, it's not electronics, spelling is mistake. So when you run it, so you can see it is returning the 12 content which has the electronics in the category. And then you can add another condition. So you can make it and or. So ID should be this one. ID colon, copy and paste it. And execute now. So you can see since we are using unconditional, it is displaying only that particular content. And you use or and execute, it will return all the 12 contents. Okay, so what is q.op? So here you are mentioning the operation, right? So remove it and now give or and run. It will return the same 12 content. Okay, when you select and here and return, it will return only one content. So you can add operation even here and also here. Okay. And next one is FQ. So FQ will be working in unconditioned cat electronics and you can give anything like ID colon this one and then execute. So it will return only one data as we mentioned here. So all the query whatever you are mentioning here all will be queried as a unconditioned. Okay. And next one is sorting. So you can do sorting here. Popularity is an integer, so I'm going to sort it with ascending. So based upon the ascending value, that will be sorted. So 0 is coming at the first. If you do descending sorting, highest value at the top. Okay, popularity 10. Okay, so you can do sorting also here. And here it is displaying 10 content now. So when you want to give a more, you can give here like 32 is there, no? When you give 35, it will return all the documents here. And also you can change the offset. Instead of 0, you can give 2. So first 2 will be skipped and remaining all will be displayed here. So you can skip the data and you can show here. And next one is FL. FL is a field list. So instead of displaying all the field value here, if you want to display some particular amount of field, you can mention here ID. When you give ID and execute, it will it will give response as ID alone here. So if you want to add one more, you can give command add, and on more you can add like manu, which is already there. So all those will be displayed here. Okay. And that is what field list is. Next one is default field. So default field and queue both are interlinked. So when you give any default field value here, name, when you search for any string here without any colon, it will search for that text from this particular field and it will return the response. So here you can see it is returning to both name contain this text. Okay. So that is what DF. Next one is WT. WT represent how the response should be, whether it is JSON or XML, whatever you want, you can give. When you give XML, you can see the response is changed to XML. And if you don't want to give indentation here, you can remove the indentation, indent of execute, and all the response will be comes in single line without any indentation. You can give JSON, and also you can check. There won't be any indentation for the response. Okay. And next one is debug query. Debug query means when you want to debug the query, how the Solr query is working, you can enable. So it will give you how much time it is taking to execute and everything at the bottom. So for each query preparation, how much time it is taking and how the expression is working, all will be coming here to do the debugging actions. So debug option. And next one is def type. So def type is a query parser. So what type of query parser we are using? Here we are using Lozin. And next one is highlight. So highlight, when you do search for some text in your website, it will be returning some response. And even in Google, you can check Drupal. What Drupal is me? So the Drupal text will be bold. You can see where we are searching Drupal, right? So these are the highlights. So highlight will be working in that way. So highlight, I'm going to highlight the field of name. So wherever name highlight has, those will be highlighted. So before highlighting, we need to pass query for it so that the particular text will be highlighted. So name, in the name, I'm going to search for a text called cursor. And then I'm going to execute it. So when you execute this is the extra JSON element will be added where this is the ID for your item, and then under name that particular text will be highlighted with EM tag. When you want to change this tag to something else like a B tag or whatever, you can use here. So when you give particular tag, that particular will be added in your highlights, okay, instead of EM. Okay. And next one is required field match. So required field match is, instead of, I'm going to return name and menu and execute. So you can see when you give both field, it is responding as menu and name, and it is highlighting both text in the both field, right? When you enable it, it will be returning only the required field match. So the required field means what you used in your queue, only that will be responded. Name alone will be responded here. Okay. And use phrase highlighter. This, when you search for particular sentence, that will be highlighted here. And this is highlight multi-term. Multi-term means scroll up, and here I can use regular expression star. Okay, so this is the regular expression for name field. When you run it, so enable and run it, you can see the regular expression text is highlighted, right? So when you want to highlight with the regular expression, you have to enable this highlight multi-term. Okay, so that's it about all the highlight feature in Apache Solr. And next one is faceting. So faceting is nothing but when you do Amazon or anywhere, you can do filter based upon the price or any woman when it comes to woman kurta, saree or western wear or traditional wear, you can filter it, right? Based upon, there will be some select box or any check box at the right or left. you will be selecting, right? That is what faceting here. So faceting will give that feature for you. So when you enable the facet, and I'm going to give the field of category, and let's remove all the queue so that we will be having more facet items. Execute now. At the bottom, you will be having a facet. So this is the facet. So facet for category, these are the item we are having with the how many times it is presenting in the document. So there are 12 content for the electronics, 4 for currency, and memory 3 content. Okay. So you can add faceting there. And query is when you want to restrict based upon some condition. So when you execute for price and scroll down, you can see this is the price, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to here, and I'm going to mention price colon open angle bracket. So whatever the value more than 100, below 200, only those will be displayed. So when you execute it and scroll down, you can see there are 100 to 200, only twos are there. So 100 to 200, these two. Okay, 100 to 200, two contents are there. So only those two will be sorted here. You can change to 1, and when you change 1 and when you check it for 1 to 200, there are 6 content. Okay, so that is what a facet query. And prefix. So prefix means you can do faceting for particular field which has that particular prefix. So electronics, when you do electronics and scroll down, whatever the category item having electronics in it, only those will be displayed here. So this has electronic, this has electronic, and this is electronic. Only those will be listed out here. Okay. And then is contains. So contains means it will work like action in DB query, like a electron. When you search for electron and scroll down, you can see all those electronics, computer, wherever the string it has electron, it is displaying. So instead of electron, let's give connect and execute. You can see it is displaying the connector, right? So you can do contains as like that. And you can enable the ignore case, and you can give capital CT or ECT, whatever. When you give and when you scroll down, you can see it is still responding as since we are ignoring the case. Okay. So that is what faceting. And next one is limit. So let me run it and show you how many it has. So it has around 10 to 15. So let's limit it. Limit it means when you give 5, it will return only 5 facet item. You can limit it. And matches is like a regular expression. You can use regular expression here. So when you run this, so it is responding as electronics alone. So what does regular expression mean? So that should start with E and with the word. Okay. So E, electronics has E at the front and then a word there. Okay. So when you want to give another letter, you can give comma and M. So it will return electronics and memory. Electronics, memory, and music. Okay. So whatever the facet item started with E and M, all those will be responded in your facet field. That is what facet dot matches. You can use regular expression. And next one is sorting. So you can do facet sorting based upon the count. So when you count it, how much count it has for each item, based on that it will be sorted. So it is descending order. You can see 12 to 4. All those will be sorted here. And next is minimum count. So minimum count means when you see the facet, it has 12 content, 4 content, 3 content, 2 content, 1 content, right? I want to display only the facet item which has more than 3 or 3, which means only these 3. So when you want to restrict that count, you can give here minimum count 3 and execute. You can see only those 3 are coming where we have more than 3 items and equal to 3 items. Okay. So that is facet minimum count. And next one is facet missing. So when we have more number of content and we have a cat field in each, but some content will not have a cat field, right? So when you want to display those separately, so for how many documents facet is missing, when you want to show that. So for 12 content, we don't have facet item. Okay. So that is what facet dot missing. And that's it about faceting. Any doubts in faceting? How to do the querying? So next one is spell check. So what is spell check? When you do any search in anywhere, it is showing your anything. If you misspelled there, it is giving suggestion, right? That is what spell check. When you search for any text like Drupal, if you use E instead of A, so it will suggest you in Drupal. Even in Google, you can see. Okay. Anything? So you can see it is displaying the suggestion, right? So this is what spell check. When you do any misspelling, it will give the suggestion for you. So spell check you cannot use here because when you run from here, by default it will add Q parameter in your URL. You can see here, right? You can see here it is adding Q parameter and all. All those are not required for spell check. If you are passing those, the spell check will not work. When you use in your code, you will be calling to your curl call for that particular URL, that response we will be getting. So I already have a list of URL how to do the spell checking. So I will show you how it is. So I am enabling the spell check and showcasing here with the URL. So this is what first URL it is. So here I'm going to search for in the spellcheck.q. I am passing channel and spellcheck I am enabled. Okay, those two parameters are added. Spellcheck q as channel and spellcheck is enabled. Those two parameter. And here you can see here when you check at the top. Here you can see the URL is select, right? This is what request handler. And when you see here, this is spell. So here for spell check, we are using the spell request handler. For normal querying, we are using the select request handler. Okay, all this will be configured in your Solr config.xml file. I will show you in the middle of spell check explanation. So when you search for channel, it will give the suggestion of channel here. Okay, channel. And this is how you have to use the suggestions. And next one is count, spell check count. So let me run it without this parameter. So when you run for DAL, it is giving suggestion as till, dwell, data, and date, right? When you enable this spell check count 2, it will return only 2 suggestions. Okay, so that option you will be having here, spell check count. Okay, so it will return based upon the count result. That is what spell check count. And next one is dictionary. I will explain it. So spell check. Here, here you will be having spell check dot build and spell check dot reload. So spell check is working based upon the directory, spell check directory, which is already defined in your Apache Solr. When you want to create any new spell check, you can click on this and it will create new directory for you, and it will reload your directory. It will just like refreshing your directory. These two are flags. If you want to use any custom directory, you can use here. Let me show you what directory here. Solr config.xml file. Open with VS Code. Spell. This is what request. This is how the request handler will be defined in your Solr config.xml file. So for spell check, we are using request handler called spell. Here there are two dictionary. They are already defined. One is default and one is work break. If you want to use any custom or any other directory, you can mention here, or else only what is mentioned in your Solr config.xml, those will be used. Okay. And then reload dictionary. Okay, next one is only most popular. So this is also a flag. When you enable it, it will add this parameter in your URL. So this will return a response which has more hit, most frequently hitted suggestions. Those will be displayed. Okay, extended result means it will give the extended result about the frequency, how much frequency it is using. So all those will be written. So when it for the word, how much frequency, for dual, what is the frequency, all those will be used for extended result. And collate. So what is collate? So here collation is enabled and query is DAL wide screen ultra shift. So DAL is dual. This is wide screen. This is ultra sharp. Okay, all those are spelling mistake. And spell check is true. Okay, here it is giving suggestion for all. Suggestion del dual data date. Okay, when you scroll down here, you can see for wider screen it is showing wide screen. Ultra sharp, it is showing ultra sharp for the suggestion. When you enable the collation, combination of all these words, if there is any content, those will be added in the collation. So for that, for all those three words, we have a collation sentence here. Del widescreen ultra sharp, dual widescreen ultra sharp, data widescreen ultra sharp, date widescreen ultra sharp. So when you want to combine all those search words into single, and if you want to search for that, that will be added in the collation. Okay, that is what collation is. So max collation, you can limit the collation. So currently it is displaying around 4. When you want to restrict it, only 1 will be coming, max collation. You can make it 2. So then it will return only 2 collation. Okay. So that is what max collation and max collation tries. So what is max collation tries? How many collation it should try to respond. So this will be like we need to mention only 2 should come, only 3 should come. Okay, so this is like it should try for 3, it should try for 4, whatever you want you can give. So it will try for max collations. Okay, it will return 4. When you give 4, it will give 4. 4 collation will be returned. Okay, if you give 5, it will search for 5. If it is there, it will come, else it will not. Okay, it is not coming because we don't have any collation result more than 4. And next one is accuracy. So when you search for some particular word, here we are searching for doll, right? So when you search for doll, it is giving responses number count. Okay, doll, it is giving del, widescreen, ultra shop for all the words, right? So when you want to minimize the accuracy, I'm going to give 3. You can see it is adding more suggestions. So how accurate you want the response? You don't want to any more accurate result, you can reduce the accuracy. If you give 1, if it is there, it will come. If you give 1, it will not come in because there won't be any accurate response for it. So if you give 0.8, it will give only for this. For dual, it is not coming dull. When you give 6, it is coming dull. When you give 3, it is giving for content for your spell check accuracy. Okay, you can use accuracy to optimize your response, how accuracy you want it should be. Okay, so that is what spell check. And next is raw query parameter. So here we are passing all this, right? So instead of passing in URL, you can pass all in here and all those will be responded back here. Okay, so that is what query parameter. And that's it about today's topic. Anyone have any question?
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I had an amazing time learning all the new things here at SpecBees TechX. And if you did too, do let us know in the comments below. Keep following SpecBee for the latest trends in technology. See you in the next one.